one sec. Good morning. My name is Mark Fisher. I'm a media officer from the Public Information Bureau, and I will be your moderator today. Thank you for attending. Chief Jennifer Evans will be providing an update of 4 significant arrests related to 3 separate 2017 homicide investigations within the Region of Peel. I ask that you hold your questions until the end, and please bear in mind when framing your questions that these matters are still being currently investigated, and some details may not be revealed at this time. Peel Regional Police will be live streaming this news conference, and it will be available to view on your mobile device or desktop through the Peel Regional Police website. Now, I would like to call Chief Jennifer Evans to the podium.
Thanks, Mark. Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for coming today. So, I'm here to inform you that we've made 4 significant arrests related to 3 of our 2013 homicides in the Region of Peel. These arrests reflect the hard work and dedication of our officers. They work tirelessly to solve these crimes, and as one of our highest priorities. So having been an investigator and later the officer in charge of the Homicide Bureau, I know firsthand how difficult and how complex these investigations can be. Our Homicide Bureau, along with the support of the other areas of our organization, have worked diligently to solve these tragic, violent crimes, and these arrests are an example of their commitment. The first homicide I will address was the region's first homicide of 2017. On Monday, February 20th, the victim, 19-year-old Xavier Reed, was shot multiple times in a motel room in Brampton. Investigators believe he was targeted. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Investigators were successful in identifying a suspect, and on May 8th, yesterday, took 24-year-old Travis Babington into custody, and he has been charged with first-degree murder. Investigators believe there are multiple other suspects connected with this homicide. I would like to draw your attention to the television for some images captured by surveillance cameras that show the suspects wearing distinctive jackets. Investigators are still looking for the public's assistance in identifying these individuals. Next, I will speak to the region's 3rd homicide in 2017. On Monday, March 13th, the victim, Cheryl McVarish, was reported missing from her Mississauga home. A week later, on Monday, March 20th, Miss McVarish was found in her driveway. She was deceased, and a homicide investigation commenced. The subsequent investigation revealed Miss McVarish had been murdered, and on Tuesday, May 2nd, Mr. Gil De Silva, 64-year-old, was arrested and charged with second-degree murder. Finally, I will speak to the region's 5th homicide of 2017. On Thursday, April 27th, the 19-year-old victim, Kamar McIntosh, was in a restaurant in the area of Hurontario Street and King Street in the city of Mississauga when he was shot and killed. The suspects fled the scene. 1 week later, on May 3rd, a 17-year-old male young offender was arrested and charged with first-degree murder. Canada-wide arrest warrants were also issued for 2 male suspects. The first, Tulani Chinzanga, a 19-year-old who has since turned himself in, and we are still looking for Shamar Lawson Meredith, an 18-year-old male party. His whereabouts are unknown. I want to draw your attention to the photo of the suspect. So if you have seen this man or have any information about him or his whereabouts, please contact police or report it anonymously through Crime Stoppers. The Crime Stoppers phone number is 1-800-222-TIPS. Peel Regional Police take great pride in their high solvency rate for homicide investigations. Our success can be attributed to the skill and determination of our investigative teams and the support we have from the community. Community involvement is instrumental in keeping our community safe. We are continuing to investigate our 2 outstanding homicides. One occurred in March, where our victim, Shane Thomas, a 28-year-old male, was shot to death, and another in April, where our victim, Jordan Buckner, a 23-year-old male, was shot to death. Every death is one too many. I want you to know that Peel Regional Police officers are working incredibly hard to identify and bring these suspects to justice. I do not want criminals to think this is an acceptable way of life. I want to assure our community that Peel Regional Police officers are committed to be proactive in our enforcement efforts. Community safety is and will always be our highest priority. Thank you.
Just an opportunity if anyone has any questions for today.
Do you have any sense at all as to where Shamar Meredith may be? Any areas that he's known to frequent, hang out, friends, associates?
I'll bring up Detective Sergeant Sean Brennan, who's in charge of that case.
Good morning. We are expanding our search. We do believe that Mr. Meredith is aware that we are actively looking for him and making efforts to evade.
When you say expanding, do you mean expanding outside of Peel, Toronto, Halton?
We're looking at all sorts of sources, especially an appeal to the community. They were pivotal in the early arrest in this through Crime Stoppers, so hopefully through that we'll be better ahead.
And is he a resident of Peel?
He is.
Any specific neighborhood?
The Mississauga area.
Are there any connection to, or is there any connection with any of these three homicides, or are they all separate, on their own, isolated?
These three homicides are separate.
Are these suspects known to police?
Yes. The suspects are known to police.
What, the Macintosh murder where she was found on the driveway, blunt force trauma was the cause of death. Do you have a sense of where that may have happened?
That was the McBarge homicide.
Pardon me.
Yeah, I'll defer to Detective Sergeant Johnson.
Good morning, I'm sorry, could you repeat your
Sorry,
question?
the McBarge was found on that driveway. She'd been sort of AWOL or missing for about a week, and it was blunt force trauma. Do you know if the crime committed there, or where she may have been killed?
Our investigation indicates that she never left the property.
Never left. Do you have a sense of why she was there and why she'd been, hadn't been seen for the week?
She was a resident there, and we believe that she was concealed by the accused.
And I guess you can't get into motive, but the accused is the father of her boyfriend. Is he facing any sort of charges? Is he cooperating with the investigation?
He's been cooperative throughout, and he is no longer a suspect in any way, shape, or form.
Did he live with her at all?
They all live together.
They all live together?
Yes, sir.
Can you speak to these three incidents? Do you believe, I guess I'll just lump them all together, but do you believe that each of the victims were targeted in each of these three incidents, or are there any where these are like random acts, or do you believe all three of the victims were targeted?
Well, Ms. McBarish was a victim of domestic homicide. The other two investigations, I can speak to Reed, and I can also speak to the other one. They were targeted.
McFarsh's daughter had made a Facebook post suggesting her mother had turned her life around, or was turning her life around. What was she turning it around from?
There's indications that she struggled with alcohol abuse for a few years.
And just shifting to the Macintosh murder, just because that's the most recent one, you said you believe that he was targeted. Any indication why? Is it type of lifestyle? Was it gang related, drug related?
I'll defer to Detective Sergeant Brennan.
Yes, the parties, we believe, were known to each other. It wasn't a random act. Was not a patron of the restaurant that was targeted. This was a selected location, and we do have gang affiliations, correct.
And I'll ask about the other homicide, which is the, which one are we talking about? Not Macintosh, Reed. Is there a gang affiliation with that one? Is there any drug affiliation with that one?
In the Reed homicide, there is a criminal element in which we believe that the victim was involved in criminal activity and that the culprits also were involved in criminal activity.
Again, just jumping back to Macintosh, there seemed to be some conflicting reports on where the fatal shooting took place. Sorry, I don't keep bouncing around. Was it actually inside the restaurant? Like, was he shot and killed inside the Popeyes restaurant?
Yes, it was in the washroom area of the restaurant.
Okay.
Excellent. If there are any other questions, and if not, thank you for attending. We really appreciate it. Oh,
I'll ask her off.
Okay.
If I can ask the chief a question off the.
sure thing, sure thing. Again, thank you very much for attending, and have a great day.
Can we get Chief to the podium just for a couple seconds? Quick stills, thank you.